That's not the direction I wanted to record in, but let me switch it around. All right, this is X Files, a radio, and we're back. So look, I'm upstairs in the kitchen. I was making some hamburger helper, but I kind of like spruced it up a little bit, if you can see without it spilling out of the pan. Um, so anyway, let's get on this thing. So the big elephant in the room, the court case. And never mind my scruff. I'm shaving tomorrow, okay? But what we're doing right now is working. What everyone's doing, sending letters in, being active, and one thing I'm enjoying is the camaraderie. I like to use that word, but also the relationship that we're starting to have between certain people in the YouTube movement, that's getting together and talking to each other and just speaking out and sharing videos of theirs or sharing comments of theirs. I'm loving that, because that's what we need to do in order to win this. Because right now, yeah, our back is always against the wall. Because like my boy said, I just listened to Owning the Float. Um, we're the last one to know. And so we always have to do our due diligence. And then I had a thought the other day. I was thinking like this. Okay, Citadel, for instance, they're programmers. They say, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They just program this algorithm and they take over from there. Well, they kind of know that they're setting a bed of destruction when they write the program that they write. I don't care what you say. It's not. I mean, I know Kenny Griffin did his thing with the programming and stuff like that, but obviously he's loaning this information out to people for them to do it, not him, so he don't have to touch it. So his hands don't be on it. So he's loaning it out. I mean, that would be just criminal 101. Never put your hands on a product you loan it out to everyone else, so your hands is not actually on it. I mean, everybody knows that. I think I might have gave away too much. Anyway, uh, but anybody knows that this is what he's doing. So they build that, and then it goes off and it steals a penny here, 10 cents here. Throw this whole block of orders that should be just going to the lit exchange onto the dark pools, which we're not big companies. We're not big blocks. It's not like 50,000. Well, I can't tell you how many every day, because it's always higher volume buys than sales. Always. But somehow, magically, we're always going down. Or if we're not going down, we're barcoding, where we're going up and then down and then up and then down and up, down. And then at the end of the day, we're like damn near where we were at yesterday. And I know FINRA knows, I know the CFTC knows, I damn sure know the SEC knows, and I know Citadel knows, because they're the market maker and they're the hedge fund, and they're also the one that's like, well, they're the market maker, which they have that market making exemption, which I believe is bullshit, and they're taking advantage of. I'm gonna say it out there. No, I'm not a financial investor. I would never tell you what to buy or sell. But what I can tell you is the bullshit I have seen within these last 2 years. And this whole court case, it gives me hope, but I've seen them cut the legs from under people left and right. So I am not gonna put all of my stock in this, or count my chickens before they hatch. But what I will do is contribute as much as I can to this movement, because this bullshit is not right. Gary Gensler, look at where you're at right now. I made videos telling you that they're gonna come for you at one day. It's just like that analogy when someone said they came for my neighbor, and I sat there and watched, and I thought nothing of it until they came for me. And I don't know if I said it right, but that's around exactly what it's about, you know? And you sit there and you keep on doing that, you best believe at some point in time, there's going to be a higher power. You're going to mess with somebody's money that's not going to be cool with that. And you don't know who it is because there's a lot of millionaires out there, billionaires. And if you messing with their money, like us poor folks like me, that's buying as many shares as I can, that's in jeopardy right now being split to cut down by 90%. That sucks. I finally had a app that I had triple digits, and I was proud of myself for working my ass off to get to triple digits. I was really proud of myself, you know? I had been responsible. I didn't put too much in that I couldn't afford to lose, but I did put some away. Every single paycheck that I got, because I knew one day this could be my nest egg. But now it's in jeopardy now, because Adam Aaron is not listening to his shareholders. He said he took them off the board. He said before he took dilution off the table, even though he said he had to vote. So that means what he was saying is he listened to the vote that wasn't the majority, you know, because he felt like it was a conflict of interest. Well, now there's a conflict of interest, and he's going full steam ahead, and that's what makes me think something is not right. You know, if you took it off the table before, why wouldn't you take it off the table now? Because you know it's got us divided. And it got us divided so much that now you're in court with us possibly being able to explain our side of the story and dragging people into court that should have been in court a long time ago. King Griffin, Citadel Securities, all of your dark pool companies, all your shell companies, all of your companies that you put out there and you're hiding them in other states or other countries for that matter, none of that is going to be off the table. You guys started something and y'all picked the wrong fight. And instead of y'all giving us what we deserve, you guys are cheating us every single way. Now, it's one thing is if it was a fair market or a transparent market, like they love to say that they're fighting for. And this is what I want to say. Even with Gary Gensler, I watched the interview where they grilled the shit out of him. I'm not gonna say I didn't love it. I loved the shit out of it because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in one of those chairs grilling him. But instead they have these crooked ass congressmen grilling him, which only means that they have their best interests in mind and not the public people. So I don't jump on that bandwagon because they asked some questions I wanted to ask them. Instead, what I want to know, who are they going to replace him with? Hester Pierce? Man, she's worse than him. She needs to be on that same podium next to him. Both of them need to be both tried and put under review. But why she might be the next person to be put in there? Only because she's right up their alley. And I mean that literally, you know? And I'm not looking forward to that. If that happens, man, you think we're having a hard time right now? At least Gary Gensler pretends to try to do something, which ain't no better than what she's doing. They're damn near equal. It's just he's a little bit more sly and underhanded than she is. She'll tell you, well, I'm not trying to break anything in the market. What do you mean? Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to get an omelet, right? That's what you have to do. You gotta crack skulls sometimes. And I don't mean that in a violent way. I mean crack skulls like handle your business and go against whatever opposition come against you, because if you're really there for the retail market and the everyday investor and pension funds like you always swear you do to get that job, then why don't you actually, for a change, do that job? Earn your paycheck for a change. I have to earn my paycheck every single week. Every day, every second, every minute. Why don't you, for a change, earn your goddamn paycheck? Like, look at I don't even want to get into the creepy stuff that they found at the SEC office. Pornography. And yet, nobody has gotten arrested. Nobody has went to jail. Nobody has been reprimanded. At least not in the airways where we need to hear it to know that justice is being served where it needs to be served. That's not happening. So, I'm just frustrated. Like, I want to do videos every day, but it's like, every day that I see the injustice, it just, well, maybe that should fire me up. That should give me the fire that I need to do. But I'm being stressed thin because not only I'm doing that, I have several different channels on different topics. I also do music. I just got my music put out all over the place. Apple Music, Spotify, DistroKid, all of the main not main genres, but main platforms where music is at, I'm on. If you want to see me or check out my music, right now a lot of it is instrumental because I'm making music and I'm working on my album. But if you want to check out the music that I have and what I'm capable of, check out Beats for Hire, and that's BEATZ for the number Hire, HIRE. I'm all over the place. And if you don't see, and then also X Files the Greatest, that's XFILEZDAGREATEST. You can also check me out there. You look that up, you should definitely see me and my logos. I have different logos, so don't get confused. If you see X Files the Greatest spelled like that, and Beats for Hire spelled like that, that's most likely me, okay? Anyway, this is 12 minutes. This is a long video, but it's been a while since I've done some videos, and I just wanna touch bases with you guys, because like I have a couple of ideas I want to do, but I'm also have a couple of projects that I'm doing with my channels that I'm trying to do. I have a cooking channel that I'm working on as well. Thus, I was showing you my food. But I have a lot of things that's in the work. I'm writing. So, just bear with me. I'm trying to do as much as I can. And I just also want to give thanks to these people that I wake up and I love to see their videos. Donahue George, all right, the Marine, Mike the Marine, who else? Lottery Stocks. Frankie Muhammad, excuse me. Frankie Muhammad. Who else do I like to see videos? Luke from Wall Street. Like, you crack me up, You crack me up, and I love seeing your videos, man, because there was a point in time where, I ain't gonna lie, I was annoyed by you because I felt like you were like smashing on the stock all the time, but you were right on this. And I'm gonna give you credit. Where other people won't, I'm gonna give you that credit because you deserve it. You did say that, And don't go tell me to, go fuck my mother or anything like that, because I'm just being real. I appreciate that, because if I didn't listen to that stuff, I would have never came back to this reality, But other than that, there's a bunch of other people I'm sure that I can name. But right now, these are the people I wake up and I look for their video because, CSI. I almost forgot you, man. I didn't forget you. CSI. I love his videos because he do approach it like a CSI. Like he analyzed it and shit, you know. You have a squad dissecting the whole case, you know. And I love that. That's what we need, man. But also, oh, this is what I was trying to get at earlier. I almost got off my point before I finish this and wrap this up in a bow. Programmers. Okay, I was thinking about the whole Citadel thing. We need to have an army of programmers for ourselves to be able to check the parts of the stock market, all of the things that's pushed out. I mean, like develop a tool that we can have a everyday analysis that not only check the data but also document it and correlate it. Where when we come to the court, which it seems like we're ultimately going to end up doing, we have this documented every second of the day when they barcoded our stock up and down, up and down, up and down, when they halted our stock left and right just because we went up 10 cents. You know what I mean? When they sit up there and let all these other ones go up 2,000% without a halt whatsoever. Like, we need to document all of that shit because in the end, that's going to be the only saving grace. If we get a judge like we got with Zern, and we ultimately go to court on something as big as this with the naked shorting, with Citadel, like doing a divorce puts, I just found out another guy that joined Citadel was part of the CFTC. Man, come on. That shit should not be allowed, period, man, period. If you know the ins and outs of how to roll over stocks, do divorce puts, and all that other stuff, you should not be allowed to get with a person that their whole thing is about screwing the American person with the up and down halts, with the stopping the buy button, with the funding these people because or giving money to politicians so that they can shh and be quiet. Like, we're not dumb. And the fact that news don't pick up on that only means that they're corrupt. You know? It goes beyond what we think it is, you know? And that's what I want to point out because we're not playing against people in our same arena. We're playing against the elite. We're playing against the 1%, you know? We have to put our game faces on and we have to, instead of us like arguing with each other, I don't care if you don't agree with each other. Who gives a damn? I don't even care about that, man. Look, why don't you find out what each person has to offer, combine your resources, and let's get our damn money from these goddamn crooks. They're screwing us every day. We know it. We have enough proof. It's all about how we handle our next steps. This whole court thing is going to give us precedence because if we're to take on our own CEO, everybody else better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention to our videos. Y'all better be listening and try to get out of y'all tangled web that y'all weaved. I don't want my shares to be cut down 90%. I worked very hard to get to where I got to. I was proud to get, like I said, 3 digits. And maybe it's not 4 like everybody else, but the 3 digits I got, I was damn proud of getting because I worked my ass off to get there. And I have 8 as well. But I don't want none of my shares to be cut down 90%. Fuck that. And then you want to say, oh, well, it's time, it's tenfold or tenfold. It goes up tenfold. Well, yeah, that's for like in one of my accounts, I have 40 shares. So now that 40 shares go down to 4 shares. Yeah, that goes 10-4. So now we got 40, that's 8, that's 160 altogether. I have in that account. When I previously had 40 shares. Now those went up by 10-4, I would be in great shape. That would be $4,000. You know, like, wait, hold on. Yeah, that'd be $4,000. That's way better than $160. So my thing is get your company up where you can get it to that point. I don't want my shares being cut down. And that's just the bottom line. Give me one second, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. All right, thank you for holding. Thank you for holding. So look, I had this all together in the bathroom while I was peeing. Hester Pierce, you stopped every chance where there was actually a chance for transparency for the retail investor. Why is that? Y'all, now the CAT system, remember the CAT system? Anybody remember that? That was supposed to help with transparency. You pushed it off to 2026. Why? Is the stock market so great right now that we don't need changes like that? Is that what it is, Hester Pierce? Man, I hope I'm saying it right. Because that's going to mess up my credibility. Anyway, I don't care what your name is, to be honest. I know you've been standing in the way of progress. And that, I don't need to worry about your name. I know it's one of those two combinations, and that's all I need to know. I know that you're standing in the way of progress. I know that, hold on. My boy, Charles Payne grilled the shit out of you. And what did you, well, we don't want to break anything. We push anything too much, it's going to break. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You guys have had the same tired ass argument for years. Screwing over us, tired. We get home tired from working every day. You know, you got a grandmother working at the local supermarket so that she can make ends meet. Like, she should not be worried about that. You know, you got a single dad, single mom, you know, working 2 or 3 jobs just so they can get an ends meet, so they can make their kid's birthday a memorable birthday. You know, like, this is things that blow my mind. We don't have health care that we should have. We don't have the sufficient amount of time off when a mother has a child. Like, that is things that's common sense, man. We want to be the best, we need to be the best. But I'm digressing. Let's focus on the stock market thing. It's time, after this whole movement, after this whole court thing, it's time to step up our bar. Because we've already accomplished that. Now, we need to get FINRA. We need to get CFTC. We need to get the SEC. And if possible, Congress in court. We have the power to do it. I don't know how to do it because I'm not into law, but I'm sure our apes are smart enough, and I'm sure there's people in law and within our apes that can at least pave a path on if it's even possible to even do. Because, like I said, this might be a pipe dream for me. It might be just something I wish for or want, but there's legal courses, there's precedents, and I don't know what those things are, but if you guys understand or know what those are, please put that in the comments. Hit me up. Let's get this started, because the last thing I want to do is losing every single stock that I put my money into. And it seems like this last 2 years, it don't matter what I put, whether it be crypto, whether it be stocks, and this is even before the pandemic. Well, actually after the pandemic, or somewhere in between. I've been losing on every single stock that I invest in. And it's always a popular stock, and it's always a stock that gets more buys and sells, and it's always a stock that's been naked shorted to death. But it started off as one or two. But then I started being like, okay, I'm finna cast my net wider. But the wider I cast it, the more and more money I lose. And it can't be a coincidence. You know? One time I mess up, 2 times I mess up, 3 times I mess up, 4 times, 5 times I mess up, 6 times I mess up, 7 times. But like 20, 30 times I mess up? I don't think so. You know? The market is being reduced by bad actors, by their naked shorting, by the lack of regulations from the CFTC, FINRA, SEC, all the powers that be, Congress. They're feeding on the backs and the sweat of the people that make them millionaires. Like, they would not be sitting in that high-rise building with windows out there where nobody could disturb them unless somebody let them through. They would not be sitting in that chair if it wasn't for people like me and you that's doing all the work. I don't care if you made that company. You should not be getting paid 300 times a normal person's salary that's actually making you that money. That is just criminal. It should be criminal. But only in America, that's okay. Well, I can't say just in America. In America and other places, but that shit should be criminal across the globe. We're the ones making you that money. Without us showing up, you guys would be at the top of that motherfucker. Excuse me. I don't want to speak foul, but you guys would be having a different conversation. Okay? But this is already 27 minutes, way longer than I thought it is. And all you guys that stick around to hear to the end of this, I appreciate that. Please check me out on my music. Please hit the like and subscribe. This is X Files, X Radio, Ape Radio by X Files, and I'm out.